give it something.
You stand in that circle and you cut.
I step to the side.
Yeah, you.
That's probably for the best.
Brian, you should start rolling up a new character now.
Dope.
You
Tetanus and die.
cut your hand with Betsy and squeeze your hand, and a drop of blood drops out of your hand, and you focus on that little droplet. And as you do, you focus on it falling. It gets about halfway, and then suddenly everything stops and freezes. Like the wind stops, the sand particles in the air like slowly shifting stop. The droplet stops in midair, and your vision like focuses in and like dives in towards that droplet of blood. And as it starts to, your vision like focuses really deeply and like tunnels into the little droplet of blood, it changes color to this like dark purplish liquid. And it starts to drop again. And this purplish liquid drops into like a puddle of like more of this like reddish purplish liquid. And suddenly you're standing in probably like 5 feet across this big wooden vat, and you're standing in like a grape press where you're like you can feel your bare feet like on the grapes and in the juice, and you look across and you see Ricky and you see Dale and you see Dale Jr., and you guys are all in this circle and you're stomping grapes. It's warm out and there's music going. It takes hours and hours to stomp these grapes, and you go for what feels like days doing this. Suddenly you're just in this moment and in this dream. You guys have this little dance that you guys do, and you're hooking arms and you're laughing, and you can't remember the last time you were so happy and so full of joy. It's been years and years and years since you've taken part in a harvest, and since you've been with Ricky in this like joy of your youth, well before all of this intrigue and family drama and leaving the home and all of that stuff. And as you're doing that, you look up and you look into Ricky's eyes, and suddenly his eyes are these black pools that are like weeping this tar, and he's still smiling at you and dancing with you, and your eyes kind of blink, and suddenly it's no longer Ricky with you. It's a tall, stout, well-armored like lizard man who again has these dark black pools, and his mouth is dripping this black tar, and he's stomping and stomping and stomping into these grapes with more and more fervor and with more and more like haste and need. And as he's stomping, he's like getting lower and lower into the liquid, and he gets about halfway in as he's stomping, and he starts screaming, and he's like getting sucked into it. And then you look around, and there's all of these lizard men and kobolds and warriors, and they're all just like drenched in this liquid, this brackish black liquid. And there are humans in red clothes, there are dwarves in leathers, and they're all just being like seeped into this press. And then suddenly you're back in the desert, and that drop of blood splatters on the ground. And why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw?
What the fuck?
Don't worry, you can add 5 to that roll.